These are the steps that you need to take to become a real estate photographer. Hi everybody, Rick McEvoy here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week I'm writing about becoming a real estate photographer. And why not? Okay, so here are the points first. Why would you want to become a real estate photographer? Sorry, these are the things I'm going to cover. Learn to take consistently excellent real estate photos. Tell you what, let's not do the list, let's just get into it. Who am I? I'm Rick McEvoy. I'm a real estate photographer living and working in the UK. I'm professionally qualified in both building construction and photography. MCIOB, ABIPP. Lovely. So I'm perfectly qualified to teach you how to become a real estate photographer. Oh yes, I also have a lifetime of practical working experience in both buildings, construction and photography. Lighting's a bit harsh, apologies for that. About this post, well, I started off wanting to do a complete guide in one post, but this defeated me. So this is now going to be a series of videos about the posts, starting with this introductory post. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? What is a real estate photographer? I'll read this bit. A real estate photographer takes photos which real estate agents use to sell or lease residential and commercial properties. Real estate photographers normally work on a fixed fee for a single commission, being paid by the client once the images have been issued. Right, that's it. So why would you want to become a real estate photographer? Well, if you think about it, there are always going to be buildings. If there's always going to be buildings, there's always going to be a demand for people to sell and lease buildings. So there aren't many future-proof industries around there, and certainly in photography everything's very volatile, but email coming in, thank you. But there will always be a demand to sell and lease properties, so I think it's a really good area to get into. If you haven't done, give it a whirl. You've got nothing to lose. Number 2, learn to take consistently excellent real estate photos. Yeah, you've got to take really good photos. I mean, I shouldn't have to say that, I should have, but it needs saying. So how do you learn to take excellent real estate photos? You practice. The number one way to improve your photography, and the number one way for me to improve my photography, is to practice. It's to take more photos. It's that simple. Real estate photography, you get a head start because hopefully you live in a building. If you live in a building, you've got something to practice with. So photograph that building. If you know one person and they live in a building, photograph their building too. There you go. There's 2 things to get you on your way. Once you've got that all sorted, you can photograph public buildings, which will give you something different, bigger, more interesting, unless you live in an interesting house, that is. So you can practice, which is good. Okay, what are real estate agents looking for? Well, this is another helpful thing. If you want to know what a real estate agent is looking for, check the websites out. Obviously, just type in real estate agent or estate agent in the UK. Apologies, I'm trying to appeal to both markets here. And they will tell you. Number 3, get your image processing workflow right. Can't believe I said that in one go. Well, I use Lightroom for processing my images, and I will go on to this in another post. But I typically only issue 20 to 30 images to a client. So the point is the workflow. It's not the editing, it's the import, the backup, the sorting, the organising, the exporting, possibly archiving. That's the workflow, managing the data. Number 4, get the right gear and learn how to use it. Well, I use a Canon 6D and a Canon 17 to 40mm lens. More on that in the next post. If I haven't said so, I'm going to do a separate blog post and video for each of these bullet points. So that's why I'm flying through now, just to give you a little flavour. I go on a bit about gear and what have you. Number 5, create a real estate portfolio. I've got 3 portfolios on my website, rickmcevoyphotography.com. I've got an architectural one, a travel one, and a landscape photography one. I don't have a real estate one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one and I'm going to write and talk about the process on my YouTube channel and on my blog. Number 6, how to prepare for a shoot. Very important, you've got to prepare your camera, your gear, all the other bits, yourself, the access, blah blah blah. Lots to consider, separate post. Number 7, how do you do a real estate shoot? Well, I'll tell you in one post how you do a real estate shoot. Number 8, how to edit real estate photos. Editing is in 2 parts. Well, Lightroom workflow is in 2 parts, and the second part is how do you edit them. Now I do mine in a slightly different way, so what I'm hoping to do is to, I failed last time I said this, so I'm going to try again to get a ScreenFlow recorder so I can show you. I'm going to re-import a set of images and show you how I do it. Hopefully that'll be useful. Number 9, getting the business side of things sorted. Well, that's all about people, dealing with people, business, money, contracts and everything. I'll go into that into another post. I think that's enough for 1 week, don't you? So what else do I want to tell you about? Well, if you go to my website, rickmcavoyphotography.com, there's lots and lots of blog posts about architectural, construction, real estate photography. There's also my Photography Explained podcast where you can learn about photography things, 1 thing per episode in plain English in less than 10 minutes. That's Photography Explained podcast. The website, wait for it, photographyexplainedpodcast.com. Right, I'm done. Thank you for watching and I will see you on the next video. Cheers from me, Rick.